Welcome to the Open to Hope Show. I'm your host, Dr. Gloria Horsley, with my daughter and co-host,
Dr. Heidi Horsley.
Well, Heidi, the holidays are coming, and we've made it through Thanksgiving this year. I know for a lot of people that was a challenge, and now we're coming up to other holidays. So Heidi and I thought it would be a good time to give you some tips and tools for finding peace during the holiday, because I think we're looking for peace, don't you, Heidi?
Absolutely. And I've been talking with some clients lately that have said it's been really hard. You've got Hanukkah and Christmas and New Year's. And like you said, we just had, Thanksgiving, and there's just, there's a lot of memories, and it brings up a lot of things. And it's just a reminder that the person that, you loved isn't with you anymore.
Mm-hmm. And it takes a lot of energy to
Yes.
deal with these kind of things, even at the best of times. I just wanted to remind you that we call it Open to Hope because we're not asking you to be hopeful and jolly, just open to the idea that you will have hope and that you will get through this year, because we know you're going to be able to do it. Well, Heidi, you want to talk about who we're dedicating this show today to?
Yes, we're dedicating the show to my brother Scott, who was right there with my mom, and to my father. And Scott died in 1983 at the age of 17 in a car accident. And my dad just died last year on October 21st.
Mm-hmm. So we've been through one holiday season without Phil and many without Scott. And we'll talk a little bit about how we've gotten through and try to give you some ideas and thoughts. I think this is a key one, Heidi. Scale back your expectations.
Yeah.
Wow, you got through the first year, so you may be thinking, all right, second year, I've got to gear right up and dive into it. But guess what? You don't have to, do you, Heidi?
Well, and I think sometimes the second year can be harder in some ways because we have this idea that if we get through all the firsts, it'll keep getting easier.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not the way that grief works.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you're in shock in the first holiday, and you're just kind of in a trance. And like you always said, Mom, on the second holiday, you can be unthawing, and the reality and of the permanence of the loss is setting in.
This year, you may be facing opening that box again, or opening those things again, getting out those memories. So that can be difficult. The firsts are always very difficult, aren't they, Heidi?
Yeah, absolutely, they are. And like you said, holidays just brings up a lot of reminders. I mean, in our case, we each had Christmas bulbs, and we had certain bulbs that we would hang. And Scott had a big green bulb with his name on it. And, we'd all hang those. So, when you open up your holiday decorations, your menorah, your Christmas bulbs, all those things, there's so many memories that come flooding back.
Mm-hmm. So you might want to have somebody with you to support you if you haven't opened them yet. Don't do it by yourself. Call in some little elves, we could call them. People want to do that. This is a time of giving. Don't forget, they want to help you. Ask for help and scale back. Don't expect yourself to be able to do everything. Depending on what kind of a person you are, you may have a party, having close people to you and say, let's have a party, putting up the tree and getting out the decorations or whatever.
I like this idea, Mom, because it feels so overwhelming to decorate your house.
If you don't want to do it this year and you didn't do it last year, up to you. But Heidi, what do you say about the kids?
Well, if you have children at home, it's really hard to put holidays on hold because kids love the holidays and they want to have them, and they feel like, why are we being punished? And so sometimes we have to put on our game face and have holidays after loss, even if we don't feel like it.
Yeah, absolutely. So scale up back your expectations of yourself and give yourself the gift of scaling back your expectations. Also, how about starting some new holiday traditions? It's a new life. When you have somebody die, it begins a new life for you.
Yeah.
And so there may be some traditions you want to keep, but you may want to think about some new ones. Last year, when Phil passed away in October, after he passed away, I said, in November, would people like to go away the day before Christmas, a couple of days before Christmas, and celebrate Christmas together in a vacation home? And we did that, and it went fairly well, right, Heidi?
Yeah, I thought it was a great idea. Like you said, we don't have to be in our homes on Christmas Day. I mean, we can be doing different things. We can be doing new things. We can be doing fun things. We can be distracting ourselves.
It's important to remember that these are only one day, even though the marketing for these holidays starts, well, at Thanksgiving, we start marketing for the Christmas holidays. But let's talk about what are some new holiday traditions that you can start. Well, some people I've talked to like to go to or have gone to a food kitchen during the holidays, either before or after. They've done Toys for Tots. They've done things in their loved one's name and started a tradition with the family in their name. And, with a lot of the homeless or poor, there's just a lot of opportunity, if you haven't done it before, to start a tradition of helping others.
Sometimes on Thanksgiving, people like to go and feed the homeless
Mhm,
at soup kitchens, etc.
mhm,
So yeah, I like the idea of being of service and of giving back. It can be something small.
mhm.
I heard one time somebody put a dollar bill on like a soda machine, and they said, please take this and have, a free drink on me.
Mhm. At a holiday thing. And also you could do new traditions with your kids. I mean, think about something that they could do. And I think some of the wonderful things are Toys for Tots and that kind of thing, where the kids can go buy something, maybe an age appropriate their age. There's a lot of opportunity if you look in your community, wrap things, buy things for someone else. And
Make things. Here's a little heart that Carrie Pike made me from Carrie Bears.
mhm.
So we can also make things.
Well, I remember when Scott died, and this was a wonderful tradition that they did. They did a secret elf thing, and that first Christmas, we got a little elf surprise every day on our
It's fun.
door, just really small things, and it was so much fun. And and they didn't tell us who it was, and they just dropped off little things. So something like that can be kind of fun, and kids like to get involved in doing it. And you may have an older neighbor. Nursing homes are fabulous places if you've got kids to take them, and singing. Well, honoring your loved ones important, and this as a great idea. One of our friends was telling us about how they created these wreaths as a family and put pictures of their loved ones that have passed away, and the whole family got involved in decorating wreaths.
Yeah, I heard that there was a wreath done that like put their favorite food. Like Scott liked Twix bars. He liked Big Red Cinnamon Gum. He liked the New York Jets. He was on the varsity football team. So they would put all of those things on a wreath,
Mhm.
which represented the person that died, which I love that idea.
Yeah, and remembering my husband and remembering Heidi's dad, doing things with neckties, sewing, making things. Now, for some of you, this may hurt your heart to think
Right.
about even doing things with clothes, and you don't have to. You can, do what feels comfortable for you and for your family, and bring in friends and family, those safe friends who help you during a loss. This is a time to be with those safe friends and let them have the opportunity. I'm sure they'll have some ideas. Let them take your kids shopping. Let them, you can buddy up a nephew or niece with one of your kids, or you can buddy up with them to go shopping, going out for a special meal or going out for breakfast together. Just let people, again, give you the gift of their time. So focus on your favorite parts. This is really important. This might be the time of year to assess what you do like and what you don't like, and make a little list. Make a do like, don't like list, and ask other family members and find out what is it about your holiday that you really most like about it. You might be surprised when you look at it. It may be flopping on the couch, watching The Grinch Stole Christmas or something. What are your favorite things that you want to fit in to this holiday this year? I personally loved watching The Grinch Stole Christmas with you guys. These things become, kind of a traditional kind of thing. So focus on what things you want to happen this year, because one thing you do need is rest. You do need to be able to, however you rest, if you're a person who takes a nap, a power nap, or if you're a person who does meditation, or if you like to stretch, or if you like to go for a walk, make sure you fit those kinds of things into your day. And those are important. So in between those, pick your favorite things that you like to do and focus on those. I know some of my favorite things I like to do is hang out with the family. I like to go to some event. I don't know, for some reason, I like to figure out some Christmas music thing or some event in my community that I would like to go to. So make sure you look and see what events there are, maybe pick one and see if there's some people who want to hang out and go with you. So Heidi, what about your favorite things?
I like playing games with the family, like card games.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea of a family event. That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
So, like you said, I mean, pick things that we like to do, and and if you don't like to do something, talk to the family and see if there's a way to, compromise.
And I hate to bring up the Zoom word because we've all been inundated with Zooms, but you may or may not want to do it. And I think it's important to not force everybody to participate in a Zoom. Put it out there that you're going to do one and let people come that want to be there, and don't try to put on pressure because not everyone likes to do that. How about doing something on your own? Yeah. We were talking about what we like to do on our own. And I was saying, hey, I love to get a pedicure or a manicure or get my hair cut or blown dry. And I really don't have to have somebody go with me to that kind of event. Or you can, if you've got a friend, a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a guy or that wants to come along with you, that would be great. But it is something that you can do on your own. Right, Hyde?
Yes, I like to do a lot of things on my own. I
Mhm,
like walking around the city and looking at all the decorations and the lights.
mhm,
I love walking around the city by myself.
mhm.
So, and walking around the city with my dog. I mean, you don't have to have people with you. In fact, sometimes you can really notice things even more when you're by yourself.
Mhm. And you know what? If you feel left out, occasionally during this holiday season, we feel left out of something. When you feel left out, figure out something that you're going to do on your own for yourself during that time. And don't let yourself be left out. Or call a friend and ask them to go to brunch if you feel like people are leaving you out or that you want to do something.
I like that idea, Mom, of planning something and inviting other people. Don't sit back and wait.
Mhm.
I mean, I gave myself a Zoom surprise party for my birthday. And I invited my family.
Uh-huh.
So, because I knew nobody was going to do it. So I said, I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to do it for myself. And then
Yep.
I acted surprised.
Yep. So be proactive and you can buy yourself a Christmas present. I
I like
mean, I
that.
lost my husband this year and I have a necklace that I love. And I have been cruising around the stores and looking on the internet because I wanted to find some earrings that I liked to go with the necklace. So that's what I'm going to give myself this year.
I love that, Mom. Wrap it up really nice and
Yep.
act super surprised when you open
And
it.
I know Phil would be very happy that I got
He would,
myself some beautiful earrings.
he would be, because he was a great gift giver, I have to say.
Yeah, he was. And I'm going to put my name on it from him.
I love it.
So here are 10 techniques that you can do to cope. These are scientifically proven. Breathe, important, right, Heidi?
Breathing right now as you say it. Yes, because as you know, Mom, when we're grieving, we're breathing very shallowly in the diaphragm. We're not breathing from our feet all the way up to our heads and back down again.
One of the things you can do is in breathing is to, every time you stop at a stop sign, take 10 deep breaths. Well, gratitude. This is one of the number one things that you can do to change your brain chemistry. Actually changes your brain chemistry. There's studies shown on it. So find something. I know Oprah keeps a gratitude journal, and maybe that's one of the things you want to get yourself this year is a gratitude journal.
I've
or
heard, Mom, if you write in that journal, if you just write down really quickly 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for, even if you're in a bad mood, even if you don't want to do it, I've heard that you'll feel better.
Mhm,
It really changes the way you feel.
and and you're like thinking, what am I grateful for? It's been a horrible year. Well, I'm grateful that I can get my shoes on again and walk and, drink water and, just be grateful for the smallest things. You can open your eyes and see, match your socks. So, comes along, and gratitude really is a big game changer. I just want to mention sleep. Sleep is really key. One of the things, I don't take pills, and I'll have to say that one of the things that I did after Phil died was I took a sleeping pill a couple of nights because, you got to get sleep. And it's difficult when you've had a loss. And I know a lot of people are having sleep issues, and we've done some sleep shows. So if you go to Open to Hope and Google sleep, you'll hear some of our shows, particularly one with Jed Black, who's an expert on sleep, and give you some ideas and thoughts about how to get better sleep. But it's important, right, Heidi?
Yes, and there's some really good sleep apps out there. So some apps that you can get that are for sleep. And, I've heard that they are very effective.
How about mindfulness, Heidi?
Well, I think it's hard at the beginning. And, we went to a retreat recently and we learned how to mindfully eat, which I had never done. So it's, to be silent and just every time you take a bite of food, to put your fork down until you're done, and then take the second bite and really think about what you're eating. But, even walking around, mindfulness can be in everything you do. Walking around and looking at, 5 things that you've never noticed before. Being in awe, Mom.
Being in awe, yes, awe. So look at all the awe things, particularly at Christmas time and holiday time, when you see those lights and you think in your mind, wow, those lights are nice. Say it. That's an awe.
That's an awe
Ah,
moment.
yeah, an awe. Have some awe moments this year. So stay mindful. Self-compassion, we've kind of talked about that. You need to take care of yourself this year. You really do. One of your New Year's resolutions this year should be self-compassion, because we tend to be hard on ourselves, particularly when there's been deaths in the family and you don't feel like you did enough. And should I have gotten my husband to the hospital earlier? Should I have done this? Should I have done that? There's a lot of guilt stuff that goes on, isn't there, Heidi?
Absolutely. And, hindsight is 2020. I mean, we should have, could have, would have, but at the time we did the best that we could.
Yep. Connections are important, and we've kind of touched on that a bit. Ask people to come in and help you. It's the time to stay connected.
I like the idea of when it comes to connections, I'm thinking about the holidays and putting all those ornaments and everything up and all the holiday decorations. Have a holiday take down party.
Yeah, I love that.
Because don't you hate taking everything down?
Yeah, I do. It's awful.
So depressing, and especially if you've had a loss. So
Yep.
invite all your friends over and, have wine and cheese or, coffee or whatever, and have a party and have them help you take down all the decorations.
Absolutely. And you know what? If you don't feel like promoting that, ask one of your relatives to do it. Would you do a takedown party for me?
Yeah.
I'm sure they love it. Let them organize. Let somebody else organize for you. So exercise, really important. Gets up to that number 3, sleep. If you don't exercise, it's hard to get any sleep. Now, exercise could be walking around the block every night. My in-laws used to walk around the block every night after dinner, and I used to think it was odd. Now I don't think it's odd anymore. I think they were brilliant.
That's because you do it now, right?
Yeah, exactly, because I do it. It is true. So when I'm down and out, I go for a walk. And if I need to be distracted, I go to the mall because there are things to look at there. And that's something that you can do by yourself. And you don't look weird walking, you don't feel like a strange person walking along.
That's true. You can mall walk.
Yeah,
I love walking. There's nothing that makes me feel better quicker than walking. Like you said, getting out of the apartment, getting out of my apartment, and just going outside and walking. And Mom, you've always been a big walker, and you definitely modeled that for me. And it is so helpful. And like you said, even if it's only 10 minutes, that's okay.
Right. Yeah, Absolutely. So laughter, get yourself a funny movie. What do you like to watch? What things have you liked in the past? You know, figure out a funny joke. At dinner, ask people what makes them laugh.
Being around animals, pets,
Yeah.
puppies, go to the pet
Mhm.
store and pet their puppies because they like when you do that.
Right. And laughter, certainly that causes you to breathe more. It just ramps up the whole body. Well,
Yeah.
focus on the positive. Yeah, it's not always easy, especially, everything that goes down. It's hard to focus on the positive, but that gratitude comes up from there if you can find just a few positive things to focus on, because what you focus on grows, right, Heidi?
Absolutely. And like you said, it can be hard, but if we only focus on what we've lost and all the deprivation, we're going to feel like our entire life is about loss when it isn't. That's a part of our life, but that's not our whole life. So I think, yeah, focusing on positive is really important because what we're thinking will impact how we're feeling.
I want to focus on our last one, which is hugs, because Heidi and I want to show you how you can give yourself a hug. And you know how babies rock and hug. And I just want to say to everybody, we love you. We hope you get through it the best you can. We want to promise you that things do get better. You just have to keep in there and stay open to hope.
We've been there. We understand, and you're not alone. We've been in a place where we didn't see hope, and we tried to stay open to hope, and slowly the light came in again. And we have a final little saying right here, which is, may you have a healing holiday season. We will never forget our loved ones, as they will always be in our hearts. The holidays are a time that our memories will continue to connect us with those who have made us who we are today.
And Heidi and I want to always remind you that if you've lost hope during this season, please lean on ours until you find your own, and God bless. And thanks for joining us.
I'm Dr. Heidi Horsley. You have been listening to Open to Hope, the podcast. You can follow Open to Hope on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. To learn more, visit us at opentohope.com and go to Apple Podcasts to subscribe.
I'm Dr. Gloria Horsley. Join us again next week for another Open to Hope conversation, where we invite you to lean on our hope until you find your own.